Don't nod for the intro.
Oh, sorry. It's all right. I'm Art Crandall,
I'm Brad Crandall.
and we got Cam on the cam.
How we
Cam
doing, guys?
Crandall.
All
That's
right.
our brother as well.
All right, and
hey.
welcome to Nerd News.
Yeah. Does the mask ever fog up your glasses?
All the time.
Every single time.
So you've been used to seeing.
Hold on, dude. You want to see this?
Oh yeah, instantly.
Does it fog out? Yeah,
Instantly fog.
it does. It does. A bunch. Hold it, dude.
Those are some nice glasses.
Thank you. They're nice when they're foggy, you know. But
Adds to the effect.
yeah. All right, so we're gonna start this episode on a sky-high level. Massachusetts marijuana is too dang expensive. It's true.
Too high.
It's too high. It's way too high. Not the good type of high. Nearly 4 years after legalization, Bay State cannabis consumers still are paying top dollar. Matter of fact, it's the most expensive in the nation. Massachusetts marijuana products consistently fetch around double the price of their equivalents in the most mature recreational markets, according to a review of dispensary menus around the country, and new data provided to the Globe by several analytics firms. So in most cases, cannabis here is even pricier than in any other states that legalized the drug more recently. Only the heavily taxed Illinois market, surprise, surprise, Illinois, approaches the Bay State's exorbitant prices. An eighth of an ounce, decent quality marijuana flower, the familiar smokable buds of the cannabis plant, retail for $50 to $60 on the Massachusetts recreational market, before adding an effective 20% combined state and local tax on it. So you're getting taxed on your tax. Compare that with $20 to $30 for an eighth of an ounce of exceptional cannabis in Oregon, the state with the cheapest legal weed. We have a chart of prices right there. You can see how much the difference is. An average of all available sizes of marijuana flower in Massachusetts stores in August was $41.78, which was the most of any state with recreational sales tracked by Seattle-based cannabis industry data firm Headset. So this pegs Massachusetts flower prices even above those in Michigan, where recreational sales began a full year later.
It's criminal. It's criminal, I tell you.
It's just too dang high.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, we're paying top dollar over here. That's why they call us Taxachusetts.
Right, seriously.
So it still makes you want to import it. I bet you the tax on, importing recreational Oregon bud, or the mail, it's probably cheaper than buying it here anyway, but you didn't hear it from me.
You didn't hear it from Earth News.
It didn't come from Earth News, so don't even try.
Don't quote us.
Don't quote us on that. Matter of fact, wipe that from the. Can we wipe that, Cam? Can we wipe that from the? No? Oh, it's too late. It's too late.
Recorded.
Okay. Well, I'll bring it back. There were these parrots in a wildlife park that were moved after swearing at visitors.
Oh no.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it either.
Oh no.
5 parrots have been removed from the public view at a British wildlife park after they started swearing at customers. The foul-mouthed birds were split up after they launched a number of different expletives at visitors and staff just days after being donated at the Lincolnshire Wildlife Park. Unbelievable.
They said, hold on, I got the story here too. They said that 5 African gray parrots named Eric, Jade, Elsie, Tyson, and Billy were given to the facility by 5 different owners in the same week. Now, this is not the same story as the one we reported on last week with the one parrot that was kicked out of the zoo. This is 5. So the birds were put into quarantine together before going on display, and the time alone gave the parrots time to teach one another their favorite swear words. So when they were put on the display, they were soon removed.
The birds would utter anything you can think of. So these birds were probably trained to swear. It's so funny. Nichols complained. He said, "I get called a fat bleep every time I walk past."
Well, I mean, they taught them each other. You know, they were 5 different owners, but one of them was probably swearing a bunch. You know.
No, and then the other birds learned from the bird, and then they're all saying the same swear.
Let's just say that takes a whole new meaning to giving someone the bird.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's for sure.
All right, well, let's talk about the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Bill Murray. So, Bill Murray's golf company has been sending humorous responses to the Doobie Brothers' legal threat. Now, Bill Murray his golf company, which is named, what was it? It's Zero Hucks Given Golf, and they've been using the Doobie Brothers song "Listen to the Music" in their ads without compensation. On Wednesday, the Doobie Brothers lawyers publicly sent a quirky legal warning to the William Murray Golf Company about the commercials. "It's a fine song. I know you agree because you keep using it in your ads for Zero Hucks Given golf shirts," attorney Peter Paterno wrote. "However, you haven't paid to use it. Maybe you should change the company name to $0 Given." Paterno added, "This is the part where I'm supposed to cite the United States Copyright Act, exorcise you for not complying with some subparagraph that I'm too lazy to look up, and threaten you with eternal damnation for doing so. But you've already earned that with those Garfield movies." Ooh, what a cheap shot on Bill Murray, who voiced Garfield, as you well know. God. But while hoping to reach an out-of-court compromise, the lawyer made one more crack at the comedy great and his golf shorts. He said, "We'd be okay with it if the shirts weren't so damn ugly. But it is what it is." So the firm representing Bill Murray's golf company, Yoff and Cooper, responded to the Doobies' legal notice Friday night with a clever letter of their own. They would also like to confirm that both the firm and the good folks at William Murray Golf are indeed fans of the Doobie Brothers' music, which is why we appreciate it if your firm choice of taking it to the streets rather than to the courts, which is already overburdened minute by minute with real problems. In the immortal words of Mr. Murray, the more relaxed you are, the better you are at everything. So let's pour one up and unwind with a listen of the recently released Quadio box set by the Doobie Brothers. Wow. It's not bad, you know? Pretty in-depth, you know, but...
Cue your Bill Murray line in here.
I know, right?
The heavy stuff doesn't come down for a little while.
Yeah, I don't think the heavy stuff's going to come down for a little while.
Oh, man.
I'm having the best game of my life.
You got anything, Ken?
Unga, lagunga.
Gunga.
That was a good one.
That was he just had one word.
The Dalai Lama.
The Dalai Lama.
There's some good Bill Murray stories out there too. I heard he just shows up places and like people don't believe it. And,
There's
like, wow, he just showed up and did our dishes.
Yeah, he was doing dishes at a party. He just showed up. He was mixing a couple of drinks and then he did the dishes for him. And he goes, "I just know how, I hate doing the dishes after a party." And that was it.
He just does the most bizarre things that you're like, Bill Murray came and mowed my lawn.
My favorite was the French fry story where he's at a cafe or something, and he goes over and he just grabs the guy's French fry out of his French fries on the table, and he just goes, "No one will believe you," and no one's gonna believe you. Who's gonna believe you?
I don't believe that guy.
Bill Murray stole a French fry off my plate. Yeah, okay,
buddy. I
buddy.
actually do believe him. That's too funny.
What?
More Florida news.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Florida woman strips naked inside an adult store and starts pleasuring herself with the sex toy.
Do we have any description on that, or is that just it right there?
I just screenshotted the story.
I got a Florida story for ourselves.
Oh, yeah?
For the viewers, yeah. So this is one for VR chat or such. So parents beware. But a 15-year-old daughter was keeping a 36-year-old man in her closet for a month
Oh my god.
A month?
and having a relationship. So.
Wait, hold on. Wait
Yeah.
a second here. 15-year-old daughter, 36-year-old guy from Louisiana, and in a month
In Florida, though.
in Florida. They were in Florida. He's from Louisiana.
Yeah, so he
How
traveled.
did they not know for a month? Like every single time he's
Yeah.
like back to the closet. Where does he sleep?
How's he eating? How's he
Is
going
he
to the
sleeping
bathroom?
in the closet? I hope she has enough stuffed animals in there.
As
You know?
parents, that's proof that you may want to have no locks on their doors.
Yeah, you may
Oh,
want to
yeah.
check your child's room
Yeah,
once in a
there's
while.
certain-
You know, there
Certain
might
things.
be a monster in the closet.
Yeah,
You know,
literally.
a child monster.
Yeah, I
there
know.
you go, or a molester.
Yeah, exactly. Some guy from New Orleans.
Did you get the story?
Yes, I did actually. Thanks for filling that in, Cam. It's always good to hear about Florida. The Florida woman, 36, is arrested after stripping naked and using a pink sex toy. So we found out it was pink.
Good.
And,
Details.
all right. So Teresa Stanley charged with indecent exposure of sexual organs and petite theft. She's accused of walking into a Fort Pierce, Florida adult store, removing a sex toy from its packaging, and using it on herself in public while wearing no pants.
Oh.
And you know what they say? No shoes, no shirt, no service.
She was doing the no pants dance. That's I mean,
They gotta add pants on that list.
yeah, you got to add the pants. And unfortunately, you know, the sad part is if it was paid and there was additional cameras in the studio, chances are it would have been completely legal.
Yeah, I know, dude. You're right about that. According to an arrest affidavit, the bizarre incident took place at 7:20 on August 31st in the Lions Den Adult Superstore. Yeah. So, anyways, I think you're right. All it takes is a camera.
All it takes is a
and,
camera, a paycheck, and a few studio lights, and
You
then it's legal.
Imagine, like it's like you're under arrest. Be like, no, look, my phone was recording the whole time, right there.
I'm doing a podcast.
You're like, oh, you got us.
I'm getting paid for this. The guy
Yeah, I
at the
know.
front's paying me.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook Live.
I mean, you got to think if she was a little bit more attractive, and the guy was like, "Store's closed."
Yeah, just hangs out the open to close sign. Alright. And,
So, speaking of lucky, the Ontario man won his second lottery jackpot in 3 months. So, an Ontario man is celebrating a double dose of luck after winning 2 lottery jackpots in the span of just 3 months. Ninos Barsham, 39 years old of Bradford, told Ontario Lottery and Gaming Corporation's officials that he was still getting used to having won $75,000 in a lottery drawing in June when luck just struck a second time with another $75,000 jackpot from the September 17th daily grand drawing. So, you know, you don't get struck. It's struck by lightning twice
I know.
in 3 months.
Some people have all the luck.
I know.
Except
Jesus.
that lightning guy.
Except that lightning guy. What was that, like 7 times or something ridiculous?
Yeah, I remember we
got
covered
struck
this
by
story
lightning
before.
7 times or 5
Back in
times.
2003. No, I'm
One
just
time is definitely too many.
kidding. Yeah,
It could have been 2000.
Oh.
Something ridiculous.
ridiculous.
Speaking of ridiculous, Subway's back in the hot spot again, as an Irish court just declared that Subway's sandwich bread is not legally bread. So the Irish Supreme Court has ruled that the bread used for sandwiches at the franchise chain Subway cannot be legally defined as bread because it contains too much sugar. Now, this is the same Subway that was under fire for having yoga mat ingredient, or the chemical in part of their bread. They had one of the ingredients on it was, I don't know, silicone based or something, product that's what yoga mats are made of. So, now with too much sugar, it's not declared bread. I bet you there was a couple more ingredients, but I'm not gonna, make up anything. So, stick to the facts. Court was hearing an appeal from Subway franchisee Bookfinders Limited on whether the bread for the chain's sandwiches would count as a staple food that is exempt from the Value Added Tax Act of 1972. So VAT value added tax. The five judge court ruled that Subway's bread is not legally bread as defined under the VAT Act because its sugar content is 10% of the weight of the flour used to make the dough, far more than the 2% that is specified for the legal definition of bread. So it's 8% over. The argument depends on the acceptance of the prior contention that the Subway heated sandwich contains bread as defined and therefore can be said for food for the purposes of the second schedule rather than confectionery. Blah, 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 blah. So the appeals stemmed from a 2006 ruling against bookbinders which had sought a refund for their value-added tax payments, claiming that the bread to use the sandwiches should be exempt from the tax. Obviously, that was rejected because it is not legally bread.
Wow, those people should be in jail.
So they were all pissed because they had their 2006, tax added, and they kept getting charged on it. And then they tried to go for it, and it's not bread.
Wow,
As
you gotta
defined
wonder if
under
it at
the
least
law.
has that good bread smell that you
So
walk
what are
into
they
a
gonna
Subway.
call it now? They can't call it bread in Ireland. Subway sandwiches.
Dread.
Soft toasted Fred.
Dead.
Or freed,
Yeah, that's crazy. Subway, pretty questionable.
They got some questionable things. I mean, Jared was a great spokesman.
Yeah, he was questionable. He's suspect, to say the least.
Suspect. What was it? The footlongs for life?
Oh, yep.
Eesh,
Yep.
that's a rough one.
Doesn't even have to go to store
Can we say
anymore,
that on
but-
the show? Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good.
Well, speaking of eating things,
I don't know where you're going with that.
Massachusetts man dies from eating too much black licorice.
Blah, blah.
Licorice. So, a Massachusetts construction worker's love of black licorice wound up costing him his life. Eating a bag and a half every day for a few weeks threw his nutrients out of whack and caused a 54-year-old man's heart to stop, doctors reported Wednesday. Even a small amount of licorice you eat can increase your blood pressure a little bit, said Dr. Neil Butala, a cardiologist at Massachusetts General, who described the case in the New England Journal of Medicine. The problem is glyceric acid found in black licorice and in many other foods and dietary supplements containing licorice root extract. It can cause dangerously low potassium and imbalances in other minerals called electrolytes. Eating a little as 2 ounces of black licorice a day for 2 weeks could cause a heart rhythm problem, especially for folks over 40.
Jeez.
So, yeah, I mean,
I couldn't eat like 2 of those things.
Yeah, those things are
And
gross.
I'd have to eat one only if you paid me for it,
I like red licorice.
Red licorice is fine, but you don't hear anybody eating a bag in a day.
And black licorice? You gotta think, what's wrong with you?
I don't know,
You
man.
like that stuff?
It's like, ugh, that's some gross stuff. Tastes like anise
Yeah.
seed,
So, I mean, it's like eating fake bread.
I wouldn't do it. It's like eating Fred,
Yeah.
or Freed. Bunch of Freed over here.
Yeah, probably not good for you.
So back to Florida. Let's talk about Orlando. We have an airline that is now offering free flights to Orlando for people named Orlando.
No way.
Yes. A budget airline is offering free flights in the month of October to Central Florida bound passengers who share the name of the city of Orlando. But here's the catch. You got to fly Frontier. Sorry, Frontier. I'm just not a fan. The Frontier Airlines announced it partnered with Visit Orlando, the city's tourism authority, to offer free flights to Orlando between October 13th and October 20th for anyone with the first or last name Orlando. They're quoted as saying, "Our love for Orlando, Florida, one of our most frequently traveled destinations, is huge." The airline said to spread the love, we're offering anybody with the first or last name Orlando a free flight to Orlando. The airline said passengers not named Orlando can also fly to Orlando. And they can buy tickets for the same period of time for discounted prices starting at $39.
Good price.
It's not too bad. However, with Frontier, you got to pay for everything.
Everything.
So it's like that bag you got to carry on. That's going to cost you. You want a bag of peanuts? That's going to
worse
cost
than
you.
Spirit.
It's right there with Spirit.
Oh gosh.
I think Frontier was actually ranked higher than Spirit for the worst airways in the nation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez,
Yeah,
remind
so-
me not to.
Well, I mean,
book a
with
flight.
discounted prices, I'm not, and if Frontier wants to pay me, then I'll start.
Be their spokesman.
Yeah, I'll be their spokesman. I'm fine with that.
Hey,
Don't forget to send the checks to this address right
Yes.
there.
We're looking for sponsors.
That's Earth News right there, and just send your checks there. And actually, if you guys want an advertisement, let us know. We'll put it up on the next Earth News episode.
So
We'll wear your T-shirts. Give us a T-shirt.
right,
Maybe. I don't know.
A
If it's
patch.
good. If it's good.
a patch.
It's got to be funny.
Yeah, or in the So, speaking about flying, about your airplane story, there was a guy with some big cojones, or he's stupid. Either I don't know. But the Detroit driver arrested after successfully jumping over the drawbridge.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a amazing picture right there, and a foolhardy motorist in Detroit is in hot water with the law after he channeled his inner action hero and jumped over a drawbridge in his car. The jaw-dropping incident occurred on Wednesday evening, and when the unnamed man, see, they need to name him because that's like he's a hero now.
He's a hero in my book.
Man, he's like Jackie Chan. He does his own stunts.
There you go.
So
He's late to work.
yeah, he was cruising along a bridge that spans the Rouge River. At the moment he arrived, the bridge had begun raising, which under normal circumstances would be a cue for him to stop. The driver, however, had a rather ill-conceived alternative approach. And opted to floor it towards the growing opening. Drawbridge operator Andrew Locke, who watched the wild scene unfold, recalled that, "I looked, I said, no, he ain't." His unbelief quickly giving way to the realization that the man was indeed trying to jump the bridge.
Nice.
The worker hit an emergency stop button, but it was too late. Over he went, blew out all 4 of his tires, Locke said, and then he crashed into the other gate. While successfully completing such a jump may be cause for celebration in the movies, in this instance, it led to the man being arrested.
Oh, man, but what a legend.
His car badly damaged. He was unable to flee the scene. So...
But at that point, you just double back and just jump. It's like, all right, well, I've already done one. Time for the second stunt. He's like pulls his chute as he jumps over the side of the bridge. Some XXX kind of deal.
You know, maybe he was just like had his inner like daredevil come out and was just like, you know what? This is my opportunity.
I've been looking at this bridge so many times, and this time I'm going to take it.
You got to wonder, too, if he's one of those guys that gets behind one of those, those car lifts thing? You know, those...
Oh, yeah.
Those trucks that, like, it looks like you could...
The vehicle movers?
Yeah,
like, for like, auto shops and stuff?
Oh,
yeah, just hit the Grand...
tow truck.
Yeah, the Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. Hit the back of it, because I know that... Everyone sees that and you're like, oh, that would be cool. But
that'd be awesome. You just don't think of the aftermath.
Yeah.
Like in this guy's case, 4 tires blown, his car's busted, and he's arrested.
Yeah, right.
Too bad. If it was a movie, he'd be like the hero of the film.
Hey, I want to become a movie director. So hey, guy,
anybody,
email us.
Yeah, hit me up with that video. We'll make it good.
I need a good stunt devil, and it sounds like this guy. He's got what it takes.
This guy's got what it takes. Speaking of got what it takes, Pakistani man has actually hit a Guinness Book of World Records. So he's in there now for cracking 254 walnuts with his head. So I don't know why, but this Pakistani man broke a Guinness world record by cracking 254 walnuts with his head.
That's a lot of nuts.
It's a lot of nuts. with his showdown over with his Indian rival on a TV special. Guinness said that Mohammad Rashid of Pakistan and S. Navan Kumar of India went head-to-head in a heated walnut showdown on a set of the record-keeping organization's La Notte del Record TV special in Italy. Rashid came out on top in the battle of the hammerheads, managing to crack 254 walnuts in 1 minute compared to Kumar's 239. Now, mind you, 254 walnuts, 1 minute. Rashid was presented with the certificate by the Guinness Book of World Records officials.
Wow.
And that's the guy right there. That's a lot of nuts.
That guy,
They hard-headed, you know. There's a couple other jokes you can make here.
Nuttiest guy of
The
them
nuttiest. Guy's a bit nutty.
Nutty guy. Speaking about nutty guys,
Uh-oh.
an Irish midget accused of posing as a leprechaun to extort sex from 26 women in exchange for a pot of gold.
Jeez.
Look at this guy.
Oh my. Well, he looks like a leprechaun.
A 3 foot and 4 inch tall Irishman was arrested this morning for allegedly taking advantage. Not this morning. These stories. I don't. Advantage of credulous woman by posing as a leprechaun and extorting sexual favors. Exchange. Yeah. Blah blah blah. 29-year-old Conor O'Byrne was arrested in Dublin residence by Garda Síochána or whatever.
Yep.
The Irish National Police. According to police spokesman Seamus Murphy, Mr. O'Brien used a rather unusual strategy.
I think it's Seamus.
I think it's Seamus there. It's all good.
Oh.
Joe Quinn.
Yeah, to cheat both tourists and naive local sexual favors. So the victims all said he dressed up like a leprechaun and said he had a huge pot of gold with gold coins hidden at the end of the rainbow. And it apparently worked on 26 women.
That's genius.
Many of these women... It's genius.
Absolute
They were
genius.
extremely naive and vulnerable. Some even cried when we told them that the leprechauns don't really exist.
Ah, man. You know, if you got a good thing going, you got to go with it. That's it. Speaking of going with it, we got to wrap it up.
We do? Okay.
We do. That's another week.
Don't trust a leprechaun.
Don't trust
if they ask you
leprechauns
for,
or their
sex
charms.
favors.
Their lucky charms.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez. Well, we got plenty coming up anyway. I got some good stories as always. But I'm Art Crandall.
I'm Brad Crandall.
That's Cam Crandall.
And this was Earth News.
This is Earth News. We'll catch you next time.
Wow, I think that was a good episode.
That was a good episode.
Yeah.
This is Earth
And
News.
thanks for watching. Oh yeah. It's been real. See you next time.
That's too long. Too long. Hey.